But getting back to this game that I never left. And for those that didn't know, this video is brought to you by Fiji. This clarity video that I'm getting ready to speak on right now, it's brought to you by Fiji. Yeah, by Fiji, man. And also, you know what I mean, this clarity video is also brought to you, you know what I mean, by, you know, Whole Foods. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? From Fiji and Whole Foods. This is brought to you by. But yeah, man. Anyway, make a long story short, the man ended up posting some shit that Keisha got on the internet, you know, and Keisha took one part from a video which would make it seem as if Sinful P got herpes. So now I got to give clarity once again, because when these guys get in their feelings, they look for anything on the internet that they can find to utilize to try to minimize pretty much my character, which they make themselves look bad in the long run, because you know, before you basically convey some false information, you know what I mean, a man gonna find out if this information is irrefutable before he sit up there and try to give it to the population of people. See, when you try to roast with lies, you make yourself look bad. I don't roast with lies. I roast with the truth. But this video is called "The Consequences of Sticking Your Dick Raw in Every Bitch That Pays You." If you're on my Patreon, you see that I've already posted the video, so you can see this video in its entirety. I'm just gonna play a snippet of it because this is on my Patreon. This is really only for my Patreon members to see now. But we're gonna look at this video and we're gonna see why, you know what I mean, people thought what they thought. Because Keisha took basically, he took a piece of the video where pretty much when I was talking, and instead of me saying gonorrhea, I said herpes. Okay? Because the only sexual transmitted disease that I've ever ran to within my 37 years of existence was gonorrhea. Now, I did have gonorrhea at one time, and those of you that know my testimony in the game, that's not new. That's Keisha. So yeah, get rid of him. Yeah, get rid of him. Yeah, go ahead and eternally block Bernard. That's one of Keisha's pages. You know, the bitch keeps stalking me, man. You know, that's just how Keisha get out. But okay, we're gonna watch a little of this video to just get a little bit of straightening about this shit, man. You know what I mean? To find out, you know, did P say that he had herpes, or did he say he had gonorrhea? And did basically Keisha sit up there and take a piece of the video and post it as if Sin was admitting that he had herpes? I've never had a sexually incurable disease in my body. And the fact that you would try to evangelize that, it just lets me know your character. But it is what it is, man. Just like I tried to tell you guys what Saint the Sinner tried to do with O'Shea. A lot of you guys thought that shit was funny. It's not funny when you roasting with lies. The moment you start lying, every now and then we gonna intensify something, you know what I mean, exaggerate just a little bit, but to keep straight out lying on a man, it's no longer a roast no more. You're just doing some shit. Can't even sugarcoat it. But let's watch this video. For prostitution, and you supposed to be the pimping, and you put your name, yeah. I said, why you didn't call me? He said, bro, I didn't have enough. I wanted to, but I didn't have enough money for the session. I said, bro, when it's an emergency and you don't have the currency to afford, we're not going to, you know, I'm not going to sit up there and say, make an appointment, something like that. Come on, man. You sitting over there, you think I'm going to trip over $150, nigga? You're going to be in CCDC waiting for them to sentence you to 150 years. So when it's an emergency, definitely call me. Just giving clarity. This is me coming into the video letting you know I didn't, of course, let my little bro name be known, but just to let you know, one of my little brothers in the game, within his first 2 years, he ran into herpes. That's what I was pretty much saying. So I was giving warning to the youth to stop basically having sex with every hoe or any bitch for that fact. Even if you're not in the game, you know what I mean? It's mandatory to do inventory on anybody that's endeavoring to get in your territory. You must protect yourself at all costs. So one of the young men that I still love to this day as a little brother, he came into contact with herpes. It wasn't me. It was one of my little brothers in the game. But we're gonna keep watching. Come on. Watch this. One of my my little young partners and things like that, been in the game 2 years. You know what I mean, started off just like me. You know, I know a lot of y'all, when you started in the game, you came in the game with the game, but I didn't, and clearly he didn't either. I did up and put Raw Dilla. You know what I mean? That's what should have been my name, Raw Dilla the P, because I was acting a fool. You know what I mean? And some pussy. I was things that I shouldn't have did. Young and stupid. Dumb as fuck. Damn near every bitch, you know what I mean, that came through the door that was attractive, that I was, you know what I mean, attentive to, you know what I mean, attentive to her physical appearance. You know what I mean? If she was light skinned or she was my complexion, you know what I mean, don't let her be dark skinned and thick as hell. But if that bitch money was right, and especially if she was white, you know what I mean, if she was Caucasian, you know what I mean, yeah, them two, the snow, oh man. She either got, when I first started, she either got fucked on the first day or the first week, okay? You know what I mean? I know everybody gonna put on Oscar award performances as if they, you know what I mean, they was abstaining and, nah man, you know what I mean, when I first started, man, I used to make hoes wait about 180 days, about 180, man, before the bitch even get to hear me piss, man. You know, everybody extra pimpish, but that ain't how I started, okay? I was you know what I mean? I was. And I thought that my was a beautiful tool, and I thought that, you know what I mean, hey, I can use this. You know, this is a beautiful tool for my campaign, man. I'm about to be deep. I'm just not about to be deep as a I'm about to fuck around and get deep around this motherfucker. But no, I had to learn the hard way, you know what I mean, that number one, because I didn't get taught by books. I didn't get taught by movies. I got taught by consequences, by the game spanking my ass, you know what I mean, for the stupid shit that I did when I first started in the game, man. You know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? Period. When I first started in the game, you know what I mean, I came in the game retarded, and that's why I ended up running into gonorrhea. So it wasn't no surprise to me when he told me that he ran into herpes. Young man been in the game 2 years and already got herpes. Already got herpes. And see, some of y'all, you don't even study about sexually transmitted diseases because you feel like you're untouchable. You feel like you can't be touched. You feel like it'll never happen to you. Oh man, you know what I mean? You know, man, that's for the mother, man. You know what I mean? That shit ain't gonna happen to me. Because as you keep going in the game, you start feeling like you God. And then God gotta show you, you ain't God. Okay? Whether by incarceration, a bad situation, but he gotta show you, you know what I mean? That you're not God. You're not untouchable. That you can be touched. You can be with. Okay? And the young man told me, he said, P, I didn't even want to call you, man, and you know what I mean, and let you know, bro, but I got herpes. I said, man, you know, like I said, and you know, a lot of y'all be like, man, he cried. Yeah, he cried. He cried. Because his background is similar to mine. He come up in the church and you know what I mean, and got some family, you know what I mean, and different auxiliaries within, you know, different congregations and things like that. You know what I mean? So he never would think that herpes, you know, he would come in contact with herpes. And I told y'all this video is too important. I know it's late at night, but please hit the share button. Share this on Facebook and Instagram. We need young people to see this video. Young people need to see this video. Hit that like button so it can be recommended. The more likes, the more recommendations for young and old people to see this. This might save somebody. You know what I mean? This game needs to be shared every day. So, you know what I mean? After he finished crying and things like that, and you know what I mean, I'm ministering to him and things like that, you know what I mean, listening to him. He just, you know, of course, he feel like, you know, his life is pretty much fucked up. And see, he even remembered it was another live video that I did when a young woman had told me that she was pretty much born with it, and she ended up turning on and turning out to the game, in high school with her boyfriend, and she ended up giving herpes to him, and they have herpes, and she's doing dates with herpes, and he's campaigning for other, with herpes in his body. And what's so fucked up that a lot of y'all don't know is that you can have herpes and not have the symptoms. Okay? You can have herpes. Some of y'all might just have herpes in your body right now. You might have herpes in your body right now. You think just because you don't have the symptoms that you are right. You can have some herpes in your body right now, and you don't even know it. I thought when you got herpes, genital warts be showing everywhere. You can have herpes in your body right now and don't even know it. Some of these women are going to clubs. Some of them fine, attractive women that you see in the club on Friday and Saturday night. You know what I mean? You remember that bitch that was dancing? Big ass, big titties. You know what I mean? Dancing to the music, and your got hard talking to my squares. And you just wanted her so bad. She was the finest thing in the club. There's a chance, a big chance, that that woman that you just felt like you had to have, or was the most attractive woman in the club, it's a great chance that she had herpes. Judging by the percentages, it's a good chance that she had herpes. Just because you don't see it, it's a cold, cold world here. You need to be careful who you bless, you know what I mean, with yourself. I told you guys that you got to treat yourself like a trophy. I told you that you got to treat yourself like a championship. I told you about the time when I was in Minnesota, fresh out of prison, in shape, coming in Minnesota, campaigning for some snow. I told you about that time, and me and Freeze, we had got out the club, and we had ended up talking to these little broads, and you know what I mean? I ended up taking the broad back to my room. Now, because my intentions is to pimp, because I'm fresh out of prison, and all I cared about was knocking me a new bed. I barely got nothing. I barely got a week's worth of clothes. So I'm not even thinking about right now. She was. She thought we was coming back to the room for me to sit up there and put her legs above her head. But that was not the case. So, of course, she's seducing me. And she's saying, give me all of these compliments. You know what I mean? Letting me know that she ready. But I denied her. And the reason for me denying her was because of what happened in my history. Number one, what happened in your history, P? Me having gonorrhea, which I'm going to speak about that. I came in contact with gonorrhea. And thank God that it was that little minor problem and not them giant problems that some of y'all and you in the comment section and those in the future going to have to come in contact because you did not take heed to this game. This game has sent me here to be a watchman to you, to sound the trumpet, to sit up there and give warning before destruction. Some of you don't have no diseases in your body, but because you're going to be disobedient to this game in the future, you're going to have a disease in your body because you didn't take heed to this game when this game came to you. Some of y'all going to have it in your body. Some of you going to go to the clinic. Some of you going to have to go through the hospital. Some of you going to go through some life changes because you didn't take heed to the game when it came your way. You're going to have to go through some unnecessary bullshit just because you didn't take heed to this game tonight. I'm telling you the truth. But I ended up denying her and letting her know that, I appreciate, the compliments and things like that. But, no, baby, I really just wanted to bring you to the room and, chop it up, woo. And I denied her, and by me denying her pussy, it had her so mentally fucked up that she didn't know what the fuck to do. Okay, we gonna pimp past this bootleg ass Wi-Fi. Get back into this game. You know what I mean? Come on.
She didn't know what to do, and she became so mentally fucked up that she was compelled to tell me the truth. She said, "I can tell that you different. I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna do you like that, but I had to let you know I got herpes." She told me, "I have to let you know that I got herpes." Now, if I didn't have the mentality of abstaining from going inside some pussy until I sit up there and pimp up, playing according to the rules and regulations, keeping my dick in my pants and my pimping out my mind, you know what I mean, until her ears, then Simple could have had herpes. But I was saved by the mercies of God and the goodness of this game. That's why it's good to follow the rules of the game. The game saved my life. For if it had not been for the mentality that I had, that the game had given me, if it had not been for them experiences that I had in my previous years, I would have had herpes in my body. But the game saved my black ass. And that's why I love the game. That's why I could never turn my back on this game. With no matter what transition that I make in life, I thought.
You know, hold on. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said? Hold on. Hold on for a minute. Let's go back. Did you hear what was just said when I said that I could have had? So no, when you try to roast me with the truth, little nigga. Don't sit up there and repeat lies from a motherfucker that's a known enemy of the game. When you come for me, you better come with the truth, little nigga. That shit, you know what I mean? Don't be sitting up there telling no lies. You know what I mean? That's big shit. Oh, you got herpes. Oh, come on, man. That's big shit right there. That's. I keep telling you, these niggas keep doing scientific research and shit on sin's. I noticed that my dick is very popular on YouTube. My dick is very popular in the game. Pimps done had conference calls about my dick. YouTubers basically going live about my dick. My dick is very popular. You bitches better find out. You understand me about this dick? Come on.
This game has been good to me. So when you hear me say that the game has been good to me, just know it ain't no cliche. It ain't a cliche at all. I'm not just saying it to tickle your fantasy or tickle your little. I'm saying it because it's real.
Now, watch how, after I told you how I only came into contact with gonorrhea and how I could have had herpes, but because I played it by the rules of the game, I never came into contact with herpes. But as I keep talking, because you know how I seem to be, I be talking fast at times. Instead of basically me saying gonorrhea, I ended up saying herpes. And which is Keisha caught on to that, and he used that particular part and he posted it on YouTube and he promoted it as if basically, you know what I mean, Sin was saying that he got herpes and he was happy about it. But anybody with common sense that's not common, the way that I even conveyed it, they should have been ain't nothing to be happy about. But come on.
Life experiences. This game saved my ass. So I could never shit on this game. No matter what transition that I make in life, I could sit up there years from now, if I was a bishop, a pastor, a motivational speaker, or whatever I end up being later in life, I could never shit on this game because this game saved my ass. The game is good. So when you hear me say, I'm so thankful for this game, or when I say, God, thank you for this game, know what I'm saying. I'm not speaking in carnality. I'm speaking in spirituality because it's the game. It's the game that he gave me that saved my ass, man. I'm supposed to have herpes right now, but because of the game that he gave me, And the mentality that I gained from the game, I did not gain that disease. Saved by the game. If we was in church right now, I'd tell you to lean over to your neighbor and say, nigga, saved by the game. But moving right along, you know what I mean? Because
now watch this. This is when, instead of me saying gonorrhea, I said herpes. Watch this.
I told you guys, you know, just going back to that situation, the young woman that I had got herpes from, you know what I mean, was a young lady. You know, some of y'all remember, you know what I mean, in the beginning of my career, you know, hold on for a minute.
So that, you know, like I said, I was talking too fast. And instead of me saying gonorrhea, I said herpes. So the nigga basically took that part of the video as if Sin was basically saying that I had herpes. Which, if you watch the video in its entirety, from the beginning to the end, I was making it known that the only sexual transmitted disease that I ran into in my whole existence was gonorrhea. I'm transparent. There's not one individual on YouTube that has been more transparent than Sinful to P. There's never been a pimp in the game that has been more transparent than Sinful to P. Not one. I love the older ones and shout out to them. But a lot of you know more about me than you know about your own family members. I've not only showed you the A's on my report card, I showed you the F's. So for an individual to sit up there and try to use something from a known enemy of the game and try to say, ooh, I'm gonna roast you, and you playing a lie. You know what I'm saying? I've never came into contact with any sexually incurable disease. You ain't never heard no woman say, you know what I mean, Sin gave me herpes. As a matter of fact, you've never heard a woman even say that I gave her a sexually transmitted disease. And you won't. Now, how is it? Now, let me just ask you guys that. You got a lot of guys that speak on my dick. You got a lot of guys trying to speak on my sexual history. Have you ever seen any woman in the lifestyle ever come forth and say that, you know, Sin knew that I was underage, and he still, even though he knew that I was underage, you know what I mean, he still decided to preside over me in the lifestyle? Have you ever seen anything that would prove that, you know, Sin owes child support? Have you ever seen a video of a woman saying that, you know, Sin don't take care of his child or children? These are very concerned about me. They put children with me. They put diseases with me. They do all of this shit, but you never see any bitch confirming this shit. You never see no bitch come forward and say, yeah, he gave me a disease. He's burning. Don't you know that if I was burning, women now, even in Canada, would be coming forth like, yeah, don't mess with Sin. He's bad news. You know what I mean? So I just had to clear that up. You know, I never had, you know, anything. That was just a part of the video that he took, that when I said, you know what I mean, hold on. I said, you know what I mean, herpes instead of gonorrhea. So does everybody have understanding before I move on? I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.